This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Mopping 101 Thursdays returns after the Holy Week break. This day of valor, we will explore places of interest that needs to be corrected. On our Mapping 101 Thursdays on 2 DP24 integrated media channels. Everyone, and this your Dirpo speaking, and now we are on the Mapping 101 Thursdays this Thursday episode, but we apologize since we're bit late already because of some externalities that got occurred, and recently we had some sort of a free ride for both MRT lines 2 and 3 recently, and of course to our fellow commuters, we got you, especially that have been struggling for the commute, especially with greater than an hour interval. Well, most of city bus companies have cut their cost, and as a result, an increasing interval got occurred. Nationwide, that has been very affected by the mega oil price increase for the past weeks as a result of the Middle East conflict. But don't you worry, because we will be having to correct some of these erratic maps that needs to be corrected. And besides, we will explore places of interest for the meantime for the next 30 minutes here on our DP24 integrated media programming of the Mapping 101 Thursdays. And likewise, we will try to project but we had some sort of a technical issues here, so we will be back after a while on our DP24 integrated media channels. And we are back, right as promised. Especially that You know, everything got so disastrous to the point that most of the bus companies have decreasing their intervals. And sad to say that such decrease would cause a constraint on the available capacities as required. But recently, we have a news regarding this matter. When most of these affected houses that got burned by fire got finally cleared out and demolished. And some affected residents have disagreed, but this area must be meant for a new construction, especially for the condominium buildings that would be built by Quezon City government for the Pabahay high-rise edition. And of course, we are very grateful to QC government for spearheading on this project that would revitalize the housing related issue that got begun after the massive fire. And speaking of the Araw ng Kagitingan or the Day of Valor, then we will be going to explore the Mount Samat National Shrine. And of course, we got you, especially that this Mount Samat National Shrine has been taped by one of the broadcast company, which is GMA Network. And of course, this location is particularly shot for the iteration of the Philippine National Anthem. And if you have missed the celebration, please tune in to the earlier telecast of PTV regarding the Day of Valor celebration along with the veterans. And of course, we hope that everyone will be well cooperated. And of course, with such Bataan Death March has been marked along the highway 301, or the so-called Roman Superhighway, from the junction of Highway 302, which is Alauli Overpass, all the way towards various highways along the Central Luzon until the site where the end of Batan Death March got occurred. But of course, with such heinous crimes, that got occurred were the forced transfer of approximately 72,000 to 78,000 both Filipino and American prisoners of war by the Imperial Japanese Army in April 1942, covering around 65 to 66 miles from Bataan Peninsula all the way to Camp O'Donnell. And such extreme conditions will be a tantamount to a violation of both human rights and even the Constitution itself, where the rights of the accused has to be obeyed. And that considered a war crimes that are perpetrated by the Imperial Japanese Army. And at one point, Japanese ambassador have conveyed previously their apology and remorseful actions brought by these events that are deemed not worthy And speaking of extreme conditions, this would be linked into a high heat already. And therefore, we will never allow anyone to commit such offenses that are deemed hostile and even some sort of long walking distances that would make everyone so sick. And hopefully, this would never be happened once again. And now, we are going to a betterment of our mapping 101 Thursdays. Maybe next week. But we have an info where Imo City had installed already their median in a bid to prevent all sorts of head-on collisions and even dangerous driving that should never be tolerated. And now, we have to officially edit this by next week, since Simus City have installed their template for the say maps that are deemed outdated, maps that are deemed incorrect. But of course, we hope that everyone is a winner despite all of the challenges that got occurred lately as a result of the increasing oil and even diesel maintenance supplies. But don't forget, tomorrow, for some people, government offices mostly have closed this Friday and Saturday. And of course, the only revert is to use the Monday to Thursday, should we say. But we have to conclude this as early as possible because yours truly might have some sort of symptomatic condition, which is a fatigue. But hopefully, everyone is fine and well. And now, we are about to conclude this programming. Good night, everyone. Have a sweet dreams. And always remember to be safe, be well, stay strong, stay sane, stay dry, and you are loved.
Isang love letter para sa'yo. Feast servant. Servant mahal. Alam namin napapagod ka rin. Minsan nagdududa. Yung nakakapansin ba? Yung mga simpleng bagay na ginagawa mo, yung tahimik na dasal, yung pabor na hindi mo na mabilang, yung pagngiti kahit sa loob-loob mo, hirap, yung pagtulong kahit walang pumapalakpak. Pero gusto namin malaman mo, nakikita ka. Ni Lord at ng mga taong pinaglilingkuran mo. Sa bawat sakripisyo, sa bawat maliit na oo, nakikita ka. Hindi to tungkol sa dami ng ginagawa. Hindi sa laki ng posisyon, kundi sa laki ng puso. Sa pagmamahal mong hindi humihinto. Itong feast natin, ang tahanan na to, nabuo dahil sa mga pusong katulad ng sayo. Hindi to nagsimula sa ilaw, o sa tugtugan, o magandang LED wall. Nagsimula to sa isang taong nagsabi ng, sige, ako na lang. Nagambag, nagpakita, nanalangin, habang wala nakatingin. Tapos dumami tayo. May sariling feast, may sariling LG, may sariling service. At sa bawat kwento at usad ng oras, laging may servant katulad mo na punong-puno ng halaga. At kung makakalimutan mong mahalaga ka, eto ang paalala. Nakikita ka. At sa puso ng community na to, mahal na mahal ka.